Yeah, I want to talk about that Kari Lake Maricopa County trial we saw last week. I don't want to talk about politics. I don't want to talk about elections. I want to talk about IT. I was an IT guy for decades. I worked on networks, small networks, big corporate networks. I worked in cybersecurity, and I taught it. I taught people how to design big corporate enterprise networks, and I taught them all about securing it. So this is what gets me all out of shape when I hear these guys. You have Scott Jarrett, the director of elections, talking about this shrink to fit issue, and all about how it's related to human error.
When did you learn about this fit to print issue?
When we started doing the audit reconciliation of those DOR 3 ballots, we identified some of those ballots had then a fit to paper issue.
Is it just me, or does this guy sound like Torgo? The master wouldn't like you throwing out the results of the election.
Is it safe to say that this, falls into the category of, an election day hiccup, and it's related to a human error on that day trying to resolve a problem related to the printers? Is that right?
That's correct.
Well, it's your job to stop human error. And you do that by securing the network. And the way you secure a network is you don't just let people do everywhere you want and then stick little barriers in a certain way. Oh, we forgot to secure that, so let's stick a little barrier there to stop them. No. You build a wall between them and the whole network, and you only poke out holes in the things they need to access. You don't give them access to everything until you have a reason to take it away. You start with no access, and you give them access to only the things they need. And yes, that includes printer settings. If no one needs access to shrink to fit, turn off shrink to fit. And that little option will be grayed out in there, and then no one can change it. You lock down the printer settings. You make sure they don't print to printers they're not allowed to, that they don't change pages. Even when the only thing at stake is wasting a few extra sheets of paper, you lock it down. Just give them access to what they need to, like if they need to change portrait to landscape. But in this case, when, as Jared testified, there was only one ballot image, no one needs to be changing the printer settings at all. Set them correctly and lock it down so that no one other than administrators can change it. And if you don't do that, you're incompetent.
So this fit to print issue that we're talking about, has this ever happened before in any previous elections?
Yes, it has.
What?
When did it happen before?
So it happened in the August 2020 primary election, the November 2020 general election, and the August 2022 primary election.
As incompetent as it is not to have done it to begin with, as soon as it happened in the 2020 primary, they should have been locking it down. As inexcusable as it was for it to happen the first time, it is unthinkable that it should have been allowed to happen after that. You know the printer settings are an issue. Lock them down.
Is the root cause analysis completed?
No, it's not.
Well, did you check the logs? All of this will be logged. Who changed the printer settings and when? You can find this out. Okay, logs are big and they can be complicated, so it might take you a day or two, but it shouldn't take you over a month. Who changed the printer settings? Then you have Ryan Macias, who is supposedly a cybersecurity expert.
And this would be basically just the equipment breaking down, just as your car breaks down or any piece of equipment can break down. It is because of human error. A human made a mistake.
But you're not supposed to let human beings make the mistake. And if you do, especially since this is a known error, as this was for the previous 3 elections, it then becomes willful. That's going to be in any corporate policy, and there have actually been court cases that have determined that too. Just check out pretty much any under the Computer Fraud and Abuse Act and you'll see that kind of thing going on. If something like that happens in a corporate network and I'm the CTO, heads are going to roll. Oh, these things happen. No, these things do not happen. Not if you do your job. That's really what it's all about. I don't care about Katie Hobbs or Kari Lake. As far as I'm concerned, they're both narcissists who have no business trying to run your life. But facts are facts. Maricopa County's incompetence was repeated so much, it has to be malicious.